Have you ever noticed how joy can fade like mist while pain stays sharp? A kind afternoon becomes blurry, but one cruel sentence can stay painfully clear. You may forget the details of a peaceful day, yet remember exactly how someone looked when they hurt you. And after a while, you may start wondering why your mind seems so loyal to pain. Why does the brain save embarrassment, rejection, loss, and shame in such high definition? This video will use one simple idea: the pain archive. The pain archive is not a diagnosis, and it is not an official psychology term. It is a gentle way to describe how the mind stores painful experiences for future protection. Your brain is not designed to record life fairly. It is designed in many ways to keep you alive. And because of that, it often gives more attention to what might hurt you than to what simply feels good. Psychology often describes this tendency as negativity bias. In simple terms, the mind may notice, process, and remember negative information more strongly than positive information. That does not mean you are ungrateful. It does not mean you secretly want to suffer. It may mean your nervous system is trying to learn from anything that once felt unsafe. A flower you miss may not cost you much, but a danger signal you miss could matter a lot. So the brain asks quiet survival questions all the time. Was there a threat here? Was there rejection here? Was there something I should avoid next time? When an experience carries strong emotion, the brain may mark it as important. Fear, shame, anger, grief, and humiliation can act like bright ink on a memory. That is why painful memories can feel unusually detailed, not because they are always more meaningful than happy ones, but because your nervous system may have labeled them as lessons. A moment of being laughed at can become more than a moment. Your brain may save the voice, the room, the faces, and the feeling in your body. It is not saving only what happened. It is saving clues. This is how the pain archive begins to work. It collects the tone that changed, the silence that felt like rejection, the facial expression that looked like disappointment, the room where you suddenly felt small. Over time, the brain may use those files as a warning system. You may not be remembering pain because you're broken. You may be remembering risk because your mind is trying to protect you. But protection can become exhausting when it never updates. An old wound can make a new moment feel dangerous. Someone takes longer to reply, and your body remembers being ignored. Someone's voice changes slightly, and your mind prepares for conflict. Someone cares about you sincerely, and a quiet part of you still waits for them to leave. The brain is not trying to punish you. It is saying, I have seen something like this before. But similar is not the same. The past can inform the present, but it does not always predict it. This is where painful memory can mislead us. Memory is not a perfect video recording. It is more like a story the brain rebuilds each time you remember it. When you revisit a painful moment, your current mood may color the memory again. If you are tired, lonely, or stressed, the memory may feel heavier. If you feel safe and supported, the same memory may still hurt, but it may not swallow you. This is one reason pain often returns at night. During the day, your attention is filled with tasks, people, noise, and movement. At night, when the world gets quiet, the mind has fewer distractions, and the old files can open. This does not always mean you're going backward. Sometimes it means your brain finally has enough silence to hear what was pushed down. You lie in bed, trying to sleep. Then one embarrassing moment from years ago appears. Then a rejection. Then a mistake. Then the old question, what is wrong with me? The pain archive rarely opens only one file. One memory can pull another memory beside it. One feeling of shame can connect to a dozen older moments. The brain starts looking for a pattern. Is this the same story again? This is where rumination can quietly enter. Rumination is not just thinking. It is the mind circling a painful question without finding a real exit. Why did that happen? What did I do wrong? How could I have prevented it? What if I had said something different? At first, these questions can feel useful. They seem like attempts to understand the past. But without new information, support, or compassion, they can keep you walking the same painful hallway. So the issue is not simply that you remember pain. The deeper question is whether pain has become your main evidence about who you are. If the brain only opens the pain archive, life can start to feel like a case against you. It may seem to prove that you are unsafe, unwanted, replaceable, or not enough. But that is not the whole truth. It is only the highlighted part. Joy is often quieter because joy does not always need urgent processing. Safety does not scream. Warmth does not set off an alarm. A peaceful moment may be real, but it may not force the brain to protect you. This is the gentle reversal. Your joy may not be missing. It may simply be less loudly stored. A calm conversation may not leave a dramatic mark. A person staying may not feel as shocking as a person leaving. A safe room may not demand attention the way a dangerous room does. So, sometimes, the good has to be noticed on purpose. Not forced. Not exaggerated. Just gently noticed. You can begin by pausing when something feels safe. A quiet evening. A steady friend. A kind message. A moment where your body does not have to brace. You might simply say to yourself, "This is safe enough. Nothing terrible is happening right now. My body is allowed to soften." This is not about pretending pain never happened. It is about teaching the brain that pain is not the only file worth saving. Another gentle practice is giving painful memories a new ending. Not by changing the facts, but by adding the understanding you did not have then. You might say, "That moment hurt me. I was not weak for feeling it. I did not have the support I needed. I can see that younger version of me now." When a painful memory is surrounded by new meaning, it may not disappear, but it may stop ringing like an alarm. You may still remember what happened, but you may no longer believe it defines your entire future. This is important because the brain often confuses familiar pain with future truth. If something hurt before, the mind may expect it again. If someone left before, the mind may prepare for every person to leave. If you were shamed before, the mind may scan every room for another humiliation. That scanning once had a purpose. It may have helped you survive emotionally, but a survival system can become too narrow. It can keep searching for danger even when something gentle is present. And that can make happiness feel suspicious. It can make peace feel temporary. It can make love feel like something you must prepare to lose. This does not make you dramatic. It means your mind may have learned too well from pain. The goal is not to delete the pain archive. Some memories deserve respect. Some pain really did shape you. Some things should not be minimized. But the goal is to stop letting pain become the only librarian of your life. You can keep the archive without living inside it. You can remember what hurt without using it as proof that nothing good is real. You can let the brain learn new categories. Safety. Repair. Support. Ordinary kindness. People who stay. Rooms where you can breathe. Conversations that do not punish honesty. These memories may feel lighter at first. They may not arrive with the same emotional volume as pain, but they are still real. And with attention, repetition, and care, the brain can begin to store them too. Healing may not be the erasing of painful memory. It may be the building of another shelf. A shelf for evidence that you survived. A shelf for moments when you were understood. A shelf for mornings when the pain was not as loud. A shelf for the people, places, and choices that helped your body feel safe again. If painful memories are affecting your sleep, relationships, or daily life for a long time, professional support can be a gentle and helpful step. That does not mean you failed. It means you do not have to sort through every heavy file alone. You are not broken because pain is clear. You are not ungrateful because joy is sometimes quiet. Your brain may have been trying to protect you with the tools it had, but now, slowly, it can learn something new. Not every silence is rejection. Not every mistake is danger. Not every familiar feeling is a prophecy. And not every wound from the past has the right to decide what your future is allowed to feel like.